Hello, all you scaredy cats and kittens, and welcome to the Two Scaredy Cats podcast, where we talk about all things strange, unusual, and paranormal. We're your hostess with the mostest. I'm Stacy.
And I'm Kara.
So, Kara, I guess we have our vacation coming up here any day now. We're going to be heading out of the country to the beautiful Caribbean island of the Dominican Republic, so that'll be fun.
So it is in the Caribbean? I wasn't sure if it was.
Yeah, it's in the Caribbean, so that'll be fun and exciting. But did you hear, I came across an interesting story. It has nothing to do with our trip or anything, but I came across this story of a guy and this lady. They were in Colorado and they were vacationing there, and they did an Airbnb. And they were sitting in a hot tub that's like flat with the ground, and they were enjoying their evening when a mountain lion came out of nowhere and bit the guy in the head. I guess it thought it was some type of prey or something. And and then it wandered off, and they haven't been able to find the lion that did this to him or whatever. So I thought that was pretty crazy to think that, just sitting in your hot tub enjoying life, and the mountain lion comes and tries to chew your head off.
Well, hopefully that doesn't happen to us on vacation. Hopefully wildlife does not get too crazy.
The only thing we probably have to worry about are monkeys at this point.
Monkeys? They have monkeys there?
If even that.
Did you see a monkey last time you were there?
I did. I got remember I got a picture of one on my head. Yes.
I want to see a monkey.
Well, they probably will have them at the resort, and you can even have a photo with it if you want.
I want a photo with it. This is funny. So, you know how Savannah's loves all animals? The one animal she despises are monkeys.
Nuh-uh, really? Stop.
Yeah, she hates them.
Really? I think they're cute.
Yes.
Now, I do not like
I think they're
spiders
cool.
and snakes, but ugh. But a monkey?
Because we were watching that movie, Hangover. The second one, I think he has a monkey.
Okay, yes. Yes, the monkey
He has
helps.
a pet monkey,
yeah.
and Savannah was like, God, I hate monkeys so much. They're evil. And I'm like, oh my God.
That's funny, because I would have thought that would have been one of the ones that she likes more than some of the other ones.
Yeah, do you think they steal your money when you're not
They
looking?
do, especially in some of the other,
Really?
Yeah, in Egypt and stuff like that. They have monkeys that run around, and they're pickpocket monkeys.
That's scary.
Yeah, I know. All right, so
Wow.
Let's see. This week it looks like you're going first. So what do you have for us this week?
So we are going to be talking about the Bermuda Triangle, which is, funny enough, in the Caribbean.
Yeah, where we're going, I know.
We're going to be flying over the Bermuda Triangle, so hopefully nothing bad happens.
Yep, hopefully.
I thought it'd be funny to cover it since we're literally flying over it soon.
Yep.
So the Bermuda Triangle, also known as the Devil's Triangle, is an area of the ocean claimed to have a lot of mysterious disappearances and other unusual activity. The actual dimensions of the triangle have been up for debate, and it's kind of different based on the news article you read, because one of them includes the Irish coast, which is very unusual.
Wait a minute, that's not part of the
anywhere near where
no, exactly.
the Bermuda Triangle is supposed to be.
Yeah, that's weird.
Which typically what you think of is it's connected by Miami, Florida, Bermuda, which is where it gets the name, and then San Jose, Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico,
so
really?
There's the lines.
Interesting.
Yeah, which is near where we're going, I think.
Yeah, that's where Dad and I, when we went on our cruise, we were out of Puerto Rico. That's where we picked up our boat, was in Puerto Rico, and then took it all around the Caribbean. Yeah.
It was first referred to as the Bermuda Triangle in 1964 by Vincent Gaddis in the pulp magazine Argosy, and he claimed that Flight 19, which we'll talk about soon, and other disappearances were a pattern of strange occurrences that happened in this area. One of the first reports of strange occurrences in the area was actually by Christopher Columbus when he sailed to discover the United States.
What happened that he claimed it was weird?
So when he was specifically in that area, because he did like travel a good amount, there were reports that he was having issues with his compass not pointing the correct
that's
way.
one thing they say that happens in the like your compass gets in
the Bermuda Triangle. Yeah, that's something that's kind of it messes with your
where you're going. Yeah,
things that track where you are. And he also noted that there was a strange light in the sky.
Oh, a strange light too? Interesting. So we're talking aliens too.
And then just unusual weather in that area. But that's kind of
I was going to say, that's normal,
as we
know.
That's not super unusual. The other things were a little strange. And that he specifically stated in that area.
Well, especially all the way back then to say that there was a strange light in the sky. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah. So we're going to talk about some of the disappearances that are famous. The USS Cyclops. In March of 1918, the U.S. Army's biggest ship disappeared without a trace. Huh. The ship had 309 men on it. And so usually with shipwrecks or disappeared ships, they will find some sort of identifier. Like, even if it's just something small, like pieces of the ship or something. Or like cork bobbers or something like that. So the U.S. Navy actually made a statement about it. And they said, the disappearance of this ship has been one of the most baffling mysteries in the annals of the Navy. All attempts to locate her having proved unsuccessful.
Huh.
So, even they were like, this is not weird. And this was the time around 1918 was like around the First World War. So that was originally one of the things, was maybe it got
shot down or bombed or something.
Shot, not bomb or underwater. What is it?
Oh, submarine attacked it.
They thought that could have been it, but then it was proven that there was no activity
in that area
that would have led to that. But then in December, so we're going to talk about Flight 19. So on December 5th, 1945, 5 U.S. Navy Avengers took off from a base in Florida for a routine training mission. And the tower suddenly received unusual radio messages from the pilots that they had reported that they were lost and everything looked unusual and they could not figure out where they were. So a rescue plane was dispatched. But eventually, that also lost contact with the radio tower. And, like, none of these were ever found today. Like,
still missing?
Which is very weird. Yeah. Witchcraft, which was a name of a boat.
Oh, I was like, wait a minute, what are you talking about? That's a weird name, but okay.
I know, I was like, what unusual. It's basically like a yacht. So on December 22nd, 1967, near Miami, a yacht left the Miami Yacht Marina called an SOS because it hit something and was wanting a tow. They weren't like very distressed about it. They were just kind of like, hey, we need someone to come tow us. And so it's like, okay, so specifically this type of boat that was built was claimed to be unsinkable. Which, you know, as we know.
Yeah,
wasn't the Titanic supposed to be unsinkable?
It was.
Or something like that?
Yes, it was. And look what happened to
So we all know that that's, you know.
Not a true statement, yeah.
The 2 on board were only a mile offshore where this happened. So they weren't even that
just
far from
land.
They
were
yes!
Not, yeah.
I was like, that's
crazy.
unusual. So when the rescue boat went, or like the rescue, like the Coast Guards went to go check out the call and find where they were, there was no sign of the boat at all. And the Coast Guard was like, oh, that's weird. So they combed the area, obviously, because they weren't that far from land. So they really couldn't have been that far off. But they were never found again. It was just gone. Just kind of wild. So another interesting thing about this area is there are things called ghost ships that appear. And no, it's not. Not a ship that's a ghost, but they're ships that are found floating with no one on them.
Yep.
So during a 7-year survey, the U.S. Hydrographic Survey documented 1,600 ghost ships floating at sea.
With 1,600?
In just like that area. Isn't that a crazy amount?
That is insane amount. Yeah, that's nuts.
For over like 7 years. That's like,
and nobody ever wonders why there's so many ghost ships and where are all the people that should be on these ships.
Yeah, like where did these people go? They were just like completely abandoned ships, basically.
Oh, that's weird.
I thought that fact was like really insane. I was like, I didn't realize there was that many out there.
Right.
So here are some of the theories, quote unquote. Unpredictable weather, which, as we all know, that the Caribbean is in the Gulf of Mexico, or near the Gulf of Mexico, which is a huge area where the tropical storms like to come in. So that's could be one of the factors. Like a lot of these are like crazy weather can happen, like crazy waves and stuff, and hurricanes. Another theory is the unusual magnetic fields that we talked about earlier.
Right, yeah.
So magnetic north and actual north line up perfectly in this area, so it can
Really?
mess with your
radar and all that kind of
that
stuff.
And what compasses, because it tracks the magnetic field.
Huh, that's weird.
So that's one thing that could have happened. We don't know. And then obviously the most popular, the most sane theory is aliens.
Yep, aliens came in and dumped
it was
them off
obviously
the ship.
aliens, because there have been people that reported spotting UFOs. Especially, there was apparently like a cruise ship recently that saw that had filmed some UFOs they found. It was like Carnival Cruise, I believe. There's like footage of it too. Yeah.
Interesting. Huh.
And then this is the most sane theory. Charles Berlutz claims that Atlantis was actually a victim of the Bermuda Triangle, and all of the people who go missing are actually now in Atlantis.
Okay, with the mer people. Got it. Yeah, sounds good to me. Yep.
I was like,
that.
I just thought that was such a funny little quote.
Yep, that is kind of funny.
But yeah, that's
basically. But I didn't think Atlantis was in the Bermuda. I thought that it was more north and more east. More northeast.
Well, no one knows where Atlantis is, I thought.
Yeah, they don't, but there's speculation about where it might be. But I didn't know it was in the middle of the Bermuda Triangle.
Well, anyways, that is what I have on the Bermuda Triangle.
Right,
there's obviously a lot of other disappearances and stuff, but there's just like a lot of them follow the similar thing where a lot of people go missing, or a lot of them are also around.
Didn't Amelia Earhart's plane?
That was another thing. I don't think it's there though, because I was like curious, and then I saw someone say that the Mary Celeste, but I looked it up, and the Mary Celeste was not in the Bermuda area.
No, it wasn't. Because I did a story on that.
Didn't you? Yeah. I thought it was...
I talked about it.
Because I was like, oh, that'd be cool. And then I looked it up, and I was like, why was this in this article?
Because people try to mush together things that aren't true. Yeah,
and then I saw another article about some fake news article about, like, a plane that landed, and then it went away because it was time traveled or something silly.
Weird.
I don't know. It was weird, but that's what I found that was real.
All right, interesting. Yeah. Meanwhile, we're about ready to go there in less than 3 days.
There are also a lot of shipwrecks in the Bermuda Triangle too. Obviously,
well,
since
thank God we're not going to be on a ship. Thank God.
Yeah, I think it would be cool though. I want to see like a shipwreck. I think it'd be cool to like swim in one.
Yeah. Okay, that might be cool, but I don't want to see a ghost ship because that's not good.
Yeah, well, ghost ships are different than an actual sunken ship.
No, I know, they are. I think I don't know that we have one available to us, like a tour when we go, but I know, like in Mexico, there's lots of them down there, like sunken ships and stuff that you can go and scuba dive down to and stuff and check out, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. I heard that there's a snorkeling reef, apparently, that you can snorkel in.
There is.
You'll find parts of ghost ships.
Yeah, okay. You might have better luck finding gold at this point, gold tokens from the pirates than you will a ghost ship. But
yeah, you never know.
Okay, so this week I'm doing mine on a couple of mythical creatures that can be found in the Dominican Republic. We thought we'd do a whole podcast this time around about water and, different creatures and stuff that you can find in the Caribbean. So I'm running with this one. So the first one that I'm going to talk about is called the El Baca. Now, an El Baca is a mythical creature native to the Dominican Republic. When someone makes a pact with the devil, a Baca is conjured to make sure that the person goes through with their end of the bargain. In some myths, he is a dog creature from hell with red eyes and made of hellfire. In other more scarier stories about him, he is a domesticated animal like a cow or a chicken that will feed on the soul of the human that comes across their path. And the weird thing is that you can only see this Baca creature at certain times of the day. And those certain times are apparently at noon, sundown, or at 3 a.m, which is kind of funny because some of these hours all have to do with like the devil and demons and stuff. But that's apparently when the Baca will make an appearance. Now, Bacas can be inherited, which is kind of crazy. So that basically means that when a person who makes this deal with a Baca dies, the Baca will be passed on then to their children. And if they don't have any children, then their next of kin inherits the Baca. And so basically they're indebted to this Baca and they need to appease it and keep it happy with like blood offerings and stuff like that. And if you don't keep and appease the Baca, then they will make your life miserable and you will not end up being wealthy or have lots of money. Bacas are tied to the land that they are inherited on or made to be on, if that makes sense. So they can be passed on with the property. So you can be somebody, say you're in the Dominican Republic and you want to buy a vacation home and you happen to buy a property that has a Baca attached to it. Apparently that Baca is now yours and, you get to deal with the Baca. So the Bacas are attached to the property and that's how they usually get passed on to people also, if it wasn't one that you inherited. So the next time you're thinking of buying land in the Dominican Republic, you might want to make sure there's no Bacas attached or make sure that nothing strange has been happening in that area. So Bacas are evil creatures conjured by people to get wealth or property for themselves. It is thought that when suddenly somebody becomes wealthy, it probably means that they have conjured up a Baca. So if you're walking around and all of a sudden your neighbor's, walking around with loads of money and has fancy jewelry and cars and clothes, your most bets are on that they have conjured up a Baca for themselves. The Baca is known to also take the form of a black cat, dog, a bull, and sometimes other animals. Once you conjure the Baca, they can be very demanding of your time and energy. These creatures expect great sacrifices from you in exchange for helping make you wealthy. And these types of things that they expect from you can be human sacrifice, to other kinds of ways of appeasing these creatures. So that's what I have about the Baca. Now, the other creature that I want to talk about, and sounds like a pretty cool creature, is called the Moongazer. And this creature is only seen during a full moon. It's described as a very tall man with very long legs, like 8 or 10 feet long. And he is said to be very muscular and will either be dark complected or he will be very pale in complexion. Now, in some instances, the only way that you can see him is by seeing his shadow, and it can be seen by the light of the full moon. Now, the Moongazer is also said to terrorize rural villages and small towns by he'll stand with one leg on either side of the road and kind of like straddling it, at nighttime. And if you try and pass under the Moongazer, he will snap his legs together and strangle you. It is said that he stands unmoving, straddling the road. And as a victim approaches him, he slaps his legs shut, squeezing them to death. His only warning to his victims is a spine-tingling whistle, which he makes right before he will trap you. Also, with the Moongazer creature, you can only see him when there's a full moon out. So if there's not a full moon, the chances of you seeing him are probably not very good. They also say that a lot of times people don't realize they're in the presence of the Moongazer, that they think they'll see like a shadow and they'll assume that it's a lamp shadow, like a lamp shadow, like an outdoor lamp, instead of actually being the legs of the Moongazer about ready to snap you or, strangle you. And
what the heck?
So, yeah.
I hope we find this guy.
Oh, I know. He sounds
Moongazer.
Kind of cool. I wonder if there's a full moon while we're there. But anyway, these are a couple of creatures that the people in the Dominican Republic believe in, worry about, and make sure they don't come across if they can avoid it at all costs.
Man, the next full moon's on April 6th.
No, 2 days. Stop. Oh, 2 days.
I know.
So wait, we leave when, the 9th?
We leave on
8th.
this Saturday, so that's a Thursday. It's 2 days late. I know.
Well, but it's still going to be pretty full. But yeah, we probably won't see one then.
Oh, apparently it's a pink moon.
Ooh, that sounds cool. Too bad we won't be there to take pictures of the pink moon over the ocean.
I know.
That would be really
do you
neat.
see
But
the
anyway.
sun on the beach from where we are?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because I wasn't.
Looks
You know how
nice.
like Florida, you don't see the sun rise or whatever.
Yeah, but you do there. I know. So
probably
we have to
because
get
it's
up
on the
early
flip
to
side,
check one
right?
out.
Because we're on the opposite.
Yeah,
okay.
we're all yeah.
We're
Plus,
facing
we're closer
Florida.
to the equator and all that. Yeah. Plus, we're closer to the equator. So, anyway. Oh, and Karen and I have started watching, I don't know if anybody else watches this or not, have been starting to watch the series called Yellow Jackets on Showtime.
It's so
that
good.
If you have not seen this show or have been contemplating seeing it, I highly recommend it. It's very good and right up our alley with a lot of paranormal kind of
it talks
scary,
about
witchy
flight
stuff.
crashes, which we talked about today.
Just like right what we're gonna be on a plane. So
I'm like, this is a horrible thing for us to be watching.
I know, and be so invested in.
And we're gonna be because I think they were found in Vancouver, which was like in Canada technically.
I know. Which is thank God we're not going that way. We're going south, but still, I'm like, ooh.
I mean, it's not crazy. Good if we crash land into a different country.
No, I know, but still, it's all crazy. Hopefully we don't crash into the Bermuda, because then we're never coming back, and we might be living with the aliens.
Live in Atlantis. We're gonna be living in Atlantis.
Yeah, we can hang out with the mer people. Yeah, that's true. You never know. Oh, all right. Well, I think that's all we have for you guys this week. We'll be fresh back from our vacation, and we'll have a couple of new stories for you guys next time we meet back up. So, and if we don't talk to you guys before then, I hope everybody has a happy Easter, and stay healthy, take care of each other.
Yep. And if you enjoyed our podcast today, follow us on Instagram at 2 Scaredy Cats Podcast, and please be sure to leave a review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. It really helps the show get discovered. And tune in 2 weeks for a new episode. And to all our scaredy cats and kittens out there, remember, curiosity didn't kill these 2 scaredy cats.